I think he was sort of a joker sort of man, and he says, that might be how you saw him, how people saw him, but that wasn't what he saw when he looked in the mirror. Does that make sense? So he's really quite fun, I think, this man. And he sort of would have been someone who would have been in there having a go. If someone had to shift house, if anything had to be done, he was there. I don't know whether he had a truck or... He did. Because if he didn't have one, if he didn't have it, he would find someone that did have it. It was that sort of person. And he comes to you today. Is he around his family or... Okay, yeah, I was going to say, because he's sort of standing back a bit though, but he's saying, well, she knows who I am. But he wouldn't have necessarily believed in this philosophy, but he wasn't a man who was closed though. He didn't have a closed mind. He had quite an open mind. And he used to say, nothing ever really shocked him. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, perhaps, as a child that wasn't sort of what he talked about. But I feel as if he was someone that nothing ever really shocked him. Because he's having a laugh now. I don't know whether it would have been a situation like with neighbours or something. And he's having a laugh about it, but it was as if, how do I put this? I'm trying to put it delicately. Someone left and took off with somebody else, is how I'll put it. Someone in the neighbourhood. Can you remember that? Because he's having a laugh about it. Maybe you'll have to talk to someone about that. And you might remember that later on, but I don't know why he's given that. I guess it's just to let you know that he knows what's going on around the place. So you might find out about that. And because he's got a sense of humour, this man, and so it's caught his funny bone, for one of the better way of putting it. I don't know how else to explain that. I'm thinking, what are you telling me that for? But can you place the name of Ernie in the spirit world? Ernest or Ernie? No, I think I want to go back a bit for that. Your father's side of the family. Ernie or Ernest.
Yes, it sounds like an Ernest, but I can't remember whether it was mum's side or dad's side, but I know that there was an Ernie somewhere.
Right, okay, so maybe he might have been a friend of the family even, but anyway, he recognised that name, so I'll leave it. And who's Dorothy? He's talking about Dorothy.
I don't know Dorothy. No.
You can't place Dorothy? I don't know whether it's Dorothy or someone associated with that name that they're bringing. I'm getting an impression of a taller lady here with me now. And she's probably about 5'8", but fairly tall for a lady. And she's not slim, not skinny, but she's, fairly sort of slender sort of lady, quite upright. Would have been fair-haired, brownish sort of fair to blondie haired. And I've seen her probably around about, around about 50s. Around about 50s. May not be, don't necessarily put the name in the description. Okay, can you place a lady in the spirit world of that description? Fair, it might have been a little bit darker than yours, I feel. This lady. Brownie sort of blondie hair. Okay, well she's there with you. So I feel like she's around the family, around the other side of the family and stuff. So you might have to... No, okay. I don't think she's an auntie. Doesn't feel that close. She doesn't feel quite that close. So whether she was a neighbour or someone around your mother.
I've just come to that I'm thinking about a Shirley that's just come to me, and she was an age very close.
Right. And did she she match that description?
Well, she would have.
Okay, alright. So I didn't get that name, but I don't know where the Dorothy comes in there, but hold that as well. There may be a connection with that. Okay, well she comes in. I get sort of a chest sort of thing here. I don't know whether it's to do with her or to do with somebody else. Actually, as I'm asking that, I think it's a gentleman that would have passed with a chest condition. Whether it was his lungs, I think, or sort of ended up heart as well. I want to go back to a smaller man here. And I want to go a generation before your dad. Okay, I want to go perhaps back to grandfather's generation with this man, okay? Because he comes in here as well. And I feel that he's not wearing a uniform now, but I feel that he may have worn a uniform.
Yes, that's my grandfather.
Okay, alright.
I mean, my grandfather. Yes, my grandfather.
Yes, because he's sort of come in here. Okay, as well, to be remembered. So they're just all gathered around to be remembered. Because he's telling me that, you wonder about the people who belong to you in the spirit world, if they ever bother to come to see you. Yeah, sort of saying to me, you wonder about that. So they've come to let you know that they do bother to come to see you. And they're very interested in your life, and he's talking about some sort of a change that's happened over about the last 5 years. Okay? And very interested and being there with you through that change, and very proud of how you've rearranged things, is the word he's giving me. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, because I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. But he's very proud how you've rearranged things, and that things are very smooth. And he said it may not have been like that, but the way you sort of things, it's a lot smoother. Okay, so can I leave those lovely people with you? Thank you. And I'd like to come here to the lady with the, forget the handle. Can I come to you? Hello. Can I have your name, please? Judy. Hello, Judy. Are you happy for me to read for you? Yes, okay. Judy, as I come to you, I'm aware of a lady who would have passed with some sort of she would have had some sort of, probably wasn't what actually took her, but she would have been in a lot of pain because of her bones, whether she had arthritis or something like that. Gave her a lot of pain. And I want to go back, to your mother's generation here, to this lady. Okay? And she may have actually, as she got older, started to stoop a little bit from the pain. You can't place that because she's taken me down, she's showing me the bones in her back, which is quite unusual, for someone to do that. I don't usually get those sort of impressions. So something about this lady's back. Now, whether she damaged her back or something about her back that caused her a lot of pain. Can you understand what I'm talking about there with someone? A lady in the spirit world? You can't place that? Okay, can you place it? No? I'm sure I'm with you. Okay, so you might have to think about that because she comes in here and for some reason she's showing me her back. Okay. Now I don't know whether there was some sort of an accident involved here. No, you can't place it. Well, I'll have to leave her there with you. Because it might come, you might have to go back a while in your mind to think about this lady, but she's certainly there. She's she's a fairly tallish lady, but she's quite a slim lady. She's not actually unlike you to look at, so I feel as if she's in the family. I feel as if I want to go in the family of this lady. And like I said, on your mother's generation. Now, it may not be on the other side of the family, she might have been on your dad's side of the family, this lady. Okay, does that sort of ring any bells there? Did your dad have a sister in the spirit world? Only have brothers? Unless she's a sister-in-law, I don't know there. But she's come in here anyway today to be remembered for some reason, so if you could think about her. And I have to give you the name of Jack in the spirit world, gentleman by the name of Jack in the spirit world. You can place that name. No, it's not an uncommon name, but once again I want to go back a little bit father's generation there for the name of Jack. Jack or Joseph, something like that. Can't place that. Well, I'll leave that with you. I'm asking that, bring in someone that you can recognise, because that's what it's all about. And as I do that, as a younger woman comes in here, a younger woman in the spirit world, and she's reasonably fair, this girl, and I want to go to around about late 40s, early 50s for this lady. May not be family, may be someone associated with you when you were a bit younger. Okay, perhaps a friend that would have passed, or a work associate. Around about the 50-year-old age group, and I felt that she would have passed with some sort of an illness. It wasn't an accident, it was some sort of an illness. Can you place a lady that matches that? She's quite a tall girl. She's quite a tall girl. Okay. And she's got straight hair. Straight hair. And I feel that she would have had it longer at one stage, but perhaps had it cut quite short before she passed. You can't place her? Alright, well I'll have to give you some homework. We like to try and place people, but they're coming so strong that I'm sure I'm with you. I don't think there's no one else just close by them. I haven't, as I just asked that, I've got a name of Judy comes in here. Name of Judy. You can't place it. The lady behind you has put her hand up. So
you just described my auntie with her next name.
Oh, okay. Which one? The lady in about her 50s?
No, the one with the back.
The one with the back.
You just described my auntie with her next name when she was young.
All right.
And the name
Can
Joseph.
I leave that and I'll just move to this? Thank you. So,
and the name Joseph.
You can place that name of Joseph, thank you.
My brother who passed away.
Okay, and so you can place the lady with the back injury. Okay, all right.
And the description of the lady who gave, I have assessed.
All right, I'm sorry about that, Judy. But I'm glad we've been able to match. Sometimes that happens because they're right behind each other. It's was drawn here, but so you can place those people in the spirit world. So I'm very pleased about that. And they've come in, of course, to let you know they're around. But is there someone here at the moment that is having trouble with their back?
My daughter.
Oh, okay. So she's been looking at, what to do about that, obviously. Yeah. So, we don't give medical advice,
No.
but I can only tell you what this lady's saying to me. She's saying, don't rush into anything. Alright, so just be reassured, and I feel as if that's been your decision anyway. Yeah, because I said to her, we're not allowed to give medical advice, but she says, don't go rushing into anything. And she's telling me that that's what you're thinking anyway, so she just wants to reassure you about that. And she says, you know, time can do a lot. Time can do a lot, and you obviously know what she means by that, but yeah. Who played the musical instrument? Gentlemen in the spirit world that would have played?
They all do.
Okay. Seeing a man here with
The colony.
you know, with right, yeah, the drums particularly. The drums particularly. This man that I've seen is reasonably tall actually, and he's a big solid man with a lot of, you know, dark hair obviously. Would he actually like painted his face and that when they played music sometimes?
I think he's doing the harmonies.
Do they? Okay, because he showed me himself, you know, with his face painted. But I feel like that was a ceremonial thing rather than anything else, you know, they didn't walk around like that all the time. Okay. So he comes in here, and I get the feeling that there's three of them there. Three gentlemen who were close they're together in the spirit world. Can you accept that? Yes. Okay, because he's telling me there's three of us, you know. Tell her about the three of us, okay? And there's a lady who's now recent to us might be, you know, last week or last month, but to the spirit people it can be, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. But he's talking about the lady who went into the spirit world not all that long ago.
Would have been 2 years ago.
I was going to say, I want to go back 2 or 3 years for this. And he's saying, you know, they've been looking after her. Would she be their mother or?
No, she would have been their sister.
Their sister, okay. But she's
A mother.
only,
She's younger.
right, okay, yes. So is she older than they would be?
She's actually younger. She's a couple of years younger than that.
But she was like a mother with them because they're saying they're looking after her now.
I think right, she was lost.
Oh, okay. Well, he's telling me they're looking after her now rather than she used to look after them. Yeah, okay. So can I leave those people with you? And I'm glad we closed it. I'm sorry, Judy, that we got in the wrong spot, but at least we worked it out. So. Now, I think I want to come over here. Can I come over here and talk to you? Hello? And what's your name? Robin. Hello, Robin. Robin, as I come to you, I'm aware of a lady who's coming here, and I think she would have passed with some sort of a heart condition, this lady. Comes in around mother's generation in the family. And I want to go a little bit to the side here. So whether she's like an auntie or like an auntie-in-law or something like that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's a bit hard. Yeah. Don't tell me. I can tell you. Well, this lady's actually not unlike you to look at either, you know. So I feel that there is a connection here. But I don't know, I want to go to Father's side now talking about this lady. I want to go to Father's side of this lady. And the name of, I don't know her name, but the name of Irene comes in to my mind too. I've been given the name of Irene. Now, is there an Irene living that you can place? Nor in the spirit world. Okay, well just remember that, because it's not a really common name and it's popped in, so I just have to give the names as I get them. Now she's talking about somebody's feet. Does somebody having trouble with their feet? Okay, because she's talking about somebody's feet or shoes. Someone had bought shoes that didn't fit properly or something like that. Can you place that? Apart from you, okay. And she's saying as what afterwards, you're not happy that, you know, the Bibles aren't really fitting me properly? Okay, because she's telling me this, I know it sounds trivial, but she's telling me this so we know we've got the right connection here with her, so you don't actually recognise her. Okay, so if you can accept that, it's not evidence of her, but it's evidence that she knows what's going on around you. Okay, and she's taken me back, she's shown me a white house. I want to go back a while for this White House. Can you place the White House from, you know, previous times? Yes, okay. Because she's taken me back to this time with this White House. So whether she was around you there, if that makes sense, okay. And the name of, I don't know whether it's Flo or Florence or is it Faye, there's an F name comes in here, Francis, an F name. If you can place something that sounds like that. Okay, well, you know, they bring all of these names in. And are you artistic? She showed me like drawing and stuff like that. Where we used, okay, not anymore. Well, that doesn't mean you're not artistic, you just don't do it anymore. Okay, because she's showing me this. Did you like to do flowers and that sort of thing? Yeah, because she's talking about this. And she's saying, well, why don't you do it anymore? Because it's as if it was something that gave you a lot of pleasure. And she's saying there's been, you're sort of wondering what you're supposed to be doing with yourself. Does that make sense? Because she's talking about that, you know. And you might think it's funny, but she's saying you could actually teach that. You realise that you could teach that. Okay, so she's not telling you what to do, but she's just giving you a suggestion that that's something, if you wanted to, you could pursue that, and you might find that you actually gain a lot from that. And not only will you gain from it, of course others will gain from that as well. Because she says you've got a very good temperament for teaching. So, I don't know, but she knows, so there you go. And as I'm talking to her, another gentleman has come in forward here as well. And he's a very tall man, I suppose. I want to go to maybe, maybe not quite 6 foot, I'm not really good at height, but round about up to there. And I get a fatherly feeling with this man as he comes in here. Would have been quite a, stern's too hard a word, I think, but quietly in charge, I would say, this man, if you can place that. Your dad in the spirit world. So, could it be grandfather here? Okay. Father's father. Okay, this is definitely a father connection here with this man. And he matches that description?
Never.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't have seen photos or anything? Okay. So there's someone you can ask about him? Or you can ask your dad? Can you ask your father?
He doesn't know why, because when he was separated,
Oh, right, sorry. Okay. Well, that's because God is coming here to reach, and I feel like, we have to trust that. That's all we can do there if you don't know him. But, there is a likeness there. So he's telling me that's who he is. Your father's father. So I want to give you the name of Edward or something like that. Edward, you might have to ask about that. Family name there somewhere, or it may not be his name, but the name of Edward fits in there somewhere. You can't place that. Showing me a, I didn't know him, it's pretty hard. It's showing me one of those almost old-fashioned suitcase. Alright? So, someone would have travelled to another country or from another country. Okay, and the family is talking about that. Right, okay, because he's showing his occupation suitcase, okay. So that's, at least we know that if that information is correct, we might be able to accept that it is him that's here. So he came from another country to Australia. And I get the impression from him that you said that, the family separated, split up, that he would have moved away some distance. He's given me the feeling of distance there between the family, and he says, although looking back now, that wasn't the right thing to do, but at the time he thought that was the right thing to do, to move away and let people get on with their lives. If that makes any sense, I don't know, but that's how we know it, he passes the information to your father, because it brings in a lot of emotion here with this. And he says, he'd like him to know that he thought that was the right thing to do, but he's sorry because he understands now that it wasn't the right thing to do. So I want to go to there's 3 children here, 3 children there. He had 3 children, yes, so I'm sure we have got the link properly, even though you didn't know, your dad doesn't know that much of him. I don't know whether there's something to do with water, whether he was some sort of a seaman of some description, or someone was, I want to say a sailor, but I don't want to say Navy, I want to say...
This is just one hearsay. He may have been a shipwreck.
Right, okay, so I get something to do with the sea, to do with the water, with that whole situation, okay? And that's just been given so it's evidence so that we're on the right track. Alright, but I feel as if he's really wanted to be able to bring that message to you today, to hopefully be able to pass on, and even if you can't pass it on, it'll give you some more understanding of why things, because it's as if he tells me, you question these things, of course, because as years go on, there's not only the loss on that generation, the loss is passed through, and he's aware of that now. Okay, I don't know if someone's doing the family tree.
Not that side, the other side.
Right,
The other side.
Okay, well, just look out for that, because I think it's a younger person here that's doing it. Okay, and maybe when that one's finished, the other side will then, they'll start on that. Okay. Well, we say it's a bit of a mess, but when you actually see it later on, it's all very interesting. Very interesting, and it doesn't matter people are people, aren't they? Nothing really changes, does it? So, we'll do it. Okay, what me too? Okay, well, be quick. I've got to be quick. So, can I come to this gentleman here, please?
Yeah, Jim.
Jim, hello, Jim. Now, I know from your accent that there's some sort of an overseas connection there, but I want to go back to, England or somewhere like that. Scotland, yeah, England. I think I'm sort of in the south of Scotland rather than the north of Scotland here. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I don't know whether there were mines there and going back, or coal or something. Coal, okay. Okay, because there's a gentleman comes in here that is connected with that in the family, he tells me. Okay, coming here to be remembered. And I feel as if there were, although he's come forward, there were a lot of females on that side of the family here that, want to be remembered as well. Okay? And your mum in the spirit world? Yeah. been obviously, quite grey before she passed. But she's got a really young-looking face, this lady.
She passed away when she was young.
Oh, okay. She's got a very young-looking face. And I want to go back. Perhaps it's not her I'm feeling her, but it might be her I'll see. Feel like it's her mum I'll see. Does that make sense? Would be your grandmother. Okay. So would you know your grandmother? Yes. So your grandmother would have been like a mum to you in many ways.
Yes.
Okay. Because
Very young, but still in it.
right, because that's what she's telling me. That's what this lady's telling me. And she certainly is very close there with you still now. I don't know whether there's something happened of late that's made you be reminiscing about things, does that make sense? But she's telling me that they're there with you and aware that you've been thinking about it. Whether there's some sort of anniversary coming up or some situation that's made you think about all these things. But there's a bit of sadness comes in here with these ladies, but they want to turn that round. They want to turn that round. So they want to pull the curtains back and let the sun in and get you moving again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so they really, give you a push here to get you moving. All right. Can I leave that with you or not? And I feel the vision on here because that's, this young face. I was really struck with the young face with the older ladies. Okay, can I leave it with you?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.